on what's my trigger and how do I heal from it. So, this is a little bit of a tough one because it takes courage to be able to face your triggers, but once we address the trigger, we already feel healed because we are aware of it and hence more conscious, and hence we can control um, ourselves more, not in an unhealthy or controlling way, but like we can be more conscious of it and hence not um, feel the pain the next time it happens. So that's why it becomes helpful to understand your triggers and how not to react when the opportunity presents itself. So let's take the three piles. So I will take out a charm for each of the three piles to select from. So let's take a charm. What is the trigger for pile 1? Let's take a charm for pile 1. Okay, so this is the charm for pile 1. Let me zoom in. Okay, let's take a charm for pile 2. What's the trigger for pile 2? Okay, so we have a castle for pile 2. Put it, no, this one is better like this. Okay. And let's take a charm for pile 3. What's pile 3's trigger? We have this connection between two people. Okay. So these are the three piles to choose from. So pile 1, we have a heart on a matchstick. Pile 2, we have a castle, and pile 3, we have a connection between two people, and you will find the timestamps for the three piles in the description box below. Pile 1, those of you who chose this charm, let's take a look at what is your trigger. So I will be using the deck of character for seeing what is the possible trigger for you guys. Okay, so we have the treadmill. Let's see if any other one wants to come out. Okay, we have the treadmill, we have the claw, and we have the universe. Okay, let's take a card from this. Okay. Let's see if any more cards want to come out. And let's take a look at your guidance from the Law of Attraction cards. Okay, I'll shuffle it like this. So any guidance for pile 1 on how to heal their trigger. Any more? Okay, let's take these two. Okay, pile 1. So the biggest trigger that you have right now is that with this treadmill and claw, you have gone through a hell lot of experiences in your life, and like in your childhood, in your adulthood, whatever age group you may resonate with, but you have gone through a very wide array of experiences, and it was one after the other. Like on the treadmill, you don't get the time to breathe almost, because you're just moving along one after the next. So, and these may have left deep wounds in your subconscious. Whatever happened, whatever limited beliefs you had to which you adopted by not being aware of it at the time, but then with this universe card, you one by one you healed all those scratches, and you became aware of this law of attraction, that what you desire you manifest by giving your attention to it. So you came across this new belief system, this whole new world opened up to you about a manifestation, law of attraction, inner wound healing, and all of that. And it seems like you have been doing a lot of work in the same um, aspect. You have been manifesting, you have been healing, you have been following the guidance of your higher self. And but you are at this stage right now where perhaps your biggest manifestations or dreams, like the ultimate manifestation or dream, perhaps you dream of a soulmate connection, or perhaps you dream of, like, whatever your desires, your dreams are, they are at this like spark stage. They are not burning yet, like they are not a full flame yet, they are at this spark stage. And so you are sometimes triggered by thinking that the the time is the trigger here. Like, how long do I have to keep healing? How long do I have to keep doing this? How long do I have to keep setting intentions? Um, why am I not seeing physical evidence of it yet? Am I doing something wrong? And the beautiful thing here is that the healing message is that you might sometimes also feel that now you are at a stage where you know the higher perspective, you know things. But what is currently happening with you is that words do not teach, my life experience teaches. We might know something, that this is how it is, this is the higher perspective, this is the better way, this is the higher uh, way of doing things, the 5D way of doing things, as opposed to a previous victim consciousness, a lack mentality. So you might know now the right way of thinking, the right way of doing, but what you are currently going through is putting that into practice through different perspectives. So we might have a single, let's say, let's assume this crystal, there is a hole here. Let's assume this to be the knowledge that you have. Now what you're going through is, it's a sort of an integration process where you go out of the hole and experience it from all sides. Like, experience this knowledge in several ways, through different experiences, through different sides, through different perspectives. And that's how you fully embody something. Like, you might know that I want to, that I no longer operate in a lack mentality, and I operate from an abundant consciousness where I am not affected by the external. I am happy and blissful from within. Now, this is the knowledge that you have. And now you're going through experiences of experiencing this wisdom from different sides of the truth. And that's how you are embodying it more and more and more with every experience, and not just through words. Because words, we can say something and not mean it. When something comes, when we might say something but not embody it. We might say that um, I am peaceful, but just by saying I am peaceful doesn't mean I embody peace, right? And you are going through this process where you are embodying what you believe in. Wow, that's that's so amazing. And this time that you might be thinking that nothing is happening or coming into reality, the truth is that it is. It is happening. And it's only when we focus and feel that, only when we focus on this, that it is happening or not happening, do we feel this buffer of time. If we are so engrossed in whatever we are doing, we don't really feel this time anymore, we transcend time in a way. And this is a very good example of this would be, when you're sitting in a class and you're being forced to listen to the lecture, it feels like even an hour feels like eternity. And when you're watching a really good show or something that you really enjoy, you can binge watch like 8 episodes and feel like, oh, where has the time passed, like that sort of a thing. When you're so immersed and embodying what you know and not worrying about how you expect things to show up in your material world, you will not feel this time at all. And how to heal this trigger of time is, I'll read this card out, which says, it is safe for you to lower your walls and send healing energy and words to them in person. They really seek your love and support. And the other card is involvement, time to share your love and wisdom with the world around and to gain deeper awareness about yourself through interactions. Yes. It's so funny that when we are sharing knowledge, that this is something I've personally observed, that because we know so much in our consciousness, so much of it is unaware, that as we are speaking and in the flow and really immersed in doing something, either we are immersed in having conversation or we are immersed in an activity, all that unconscious wisdom comes flowing down to the conscious mind. And by sharing all that you have worked upon and grown by interactions, by sharing it out to the world in whatever way possible, probably you want to start a YouTube channel, or perhaps you want to create your own, like write your own book, or whatever artwork you might feel comfortable doing, whatever is your most natural form of expression. When you start to express your wisdom in that form, that becomes, as you're doing it, you're sort of embodying the knowledge that you have more and more within yourself. Like that's helping you embody that wisdom as well as share this wisdom of whatever knowledge that you have gained through the subconscious and bring it to the conscious awareness of the collective universe. And that's how you can change your focus from this time trigger to getting lost in this beautiful place of you sharing your wisdom with the universe. And this time will fly. This is actually a very precious time because it might sound like a cliche, but enjoyment is in the journey and not the destination. Your destination will arrive soon enough, you know. If you're enjoying the ride, it will come in like it won't feel like very long if you're enjoying the ride. And the universe wants you to enjoy the ride because you deserve it. You have so much wisdom to share, and let me know in the comments below if you are also on this similar journey and how has it been for you. I'd love to know. And that was all of your reading. And if you found that helpful, please give it a like and wish you lots of love and light. Welcome, pile 2. There was a few that chose this beautiful charm of the castle. Let's take a look at what is your biggest trigger currently. What's pile 2's biggest trigger, higher self? Okay. Let me just quickly ask something. Do I need these cards? Okay. So that's all of your cards from the character deck, and now we will take some cards for pile 2, please. Higher self, cards for pile 2. Okay, we have control. What is pile 2's trigger? What's pile 2's trigger? Okay. Let's take a healing message for pile 2. So we have from the Law of Attraction card, guidance. Let's see, they're all fitting. Yes. Okay, pile 2. So as it is evident, so I made this charm specifically for this very reason. So this is the castle which is surrounded by water on all sides, and there's no way anybody can get inside. This is actually the definition of my name, which is like a boundary and nobody can get inside sort of a meaning. So yeah, that is exactly what is coming through here. Your trigger is people, social interactions with people. With this camouflage card and the aeroplane in reverse, You feel very comfortable sitting all by yourself in your castle and tower, and you are so cozy and comfortable. Look at this, only the eyes popping out, enjoying your fireplace in a hilly, like this castle is in a hilly mountain region. And if you can get that sort of a setting, a hill station with a fireplace, you will be all wrapped up in your blanket and like be so happy by yourself and not need anybody. Like that is your vibe. And if you have to go and talk to people, you're like, really, do I have to? Because I can understand, because I have a very similar problem. I won't say problem, but it's a similar trigger because uh, what happens is, in your case also, which I can feel, is that when you meet people, you probably have a very different perspective about everything in life. And when you meet with people, either you feel drained by the small talk, which really doesn't fulfill you on a deep level, or you feel either it bores you, you feel jaded, or you feel overwhelmed. Like the two extremes happen with you, and you feel overwhelmed because people might challenge your beliefs because they are so different, and there are probably a lot of conflicts, and you might feel drained because you might feel like every time you have to go talk to people, you have to explain yourself all the time, and you have to like, what is the point? And I don't want to like constantly have to explain myself or feel drained energy wise. And so I'm just very happy by myself without any people. So that is true. Like, people, relationships are the major form of triggers that we experience in life. Um, and when we when we are not aware of how to protect ourselves in a social environment, and if we are a highly sensitive person, then we can absorb a lot of unwanted negative energies and feel drained. So you might be an empath, a highly sensitive person, and so in social gatherings, your body just feels so bombarded with information, not protected, and that along with so many arguments, explanations that you have to go through, you just feel better off alone. So one thing that is coming out here as a healing message is to uh, build your strong boundaries, energetic boundaries. By being conscious that we have an energetic boundary around us, that we are grounded in Mother Earth and protected by Father Sky. Like when you visualize this connection of yours with the source and with the ground, um, you can sort of protect yourself, or you can visualize a bubble, energy bubble around you. Or the other way is to imagine the negative energy being thrown at you spiraling down. This is a rollback method in Tai Chi, which I read somewhere, and I have not tried the spiral method yet, but I try to be conscious of the energy bubble around me. Just by being conscious of it, what happens is we don't react so much at the triggers. We are very conscious when we are interacting with people, and hence we don't get stuck in the triggers. We are very much aware that okay, this is a trigger, but I am safe and protected in my bubble, so I don't need to react, or I don't need to explain myself, or I don't need to absorb anybody's energy. I am connected through source and protected. So in that way, when you have strong energetic boundaries, that is going to help you a lot. um, and the other thing is, we do need people to interact with for our own growth. Okay, so when we interact, actually, conflict is a very healthy way of expansion. Like, imagine if everybody thought the same thing, nobody was conflicting. Like, we'll have this sort of converging evolution. There will be nothing to like grow into. Like there will be a point and then that's it. There's no more arguments about anything. But when we have these conflicts, we are always like diverging into different like sub branches and sub branches and expanding. So conflict is a very healthy way of growing and evolving as a person. And having a sense of awareness and consciously interacting can really help you understand yourself better, to bring more information into your conscious mind. Because when we're having these deep conversations with people, things just come to our mouth that you will be so surprised that, wow, I just said that, I did not even know that, sort of a thing. So that's how interactions help us grow. And if you are having trouble with um, enjoying people, probably the company you have is very discouraging and negative. The guidance for you is here that as I enjoy people, I attract enjoyable people. Everything, every person in your reality has something to make us aware of, something to teach us. So when we start to focus on what we enjoy in the interactions, you will start to attract more enjoyable people, as this says by the law of attraction. And the other case, when you feel overwhelmed by emotion, sometimes we do get triggered by something. But as uncomfortable as that is nothing but a shadow aspect. We try to move on with life, trying to brush these shadow aspects under the rug and not addressing them, but they show up through other people. For example, like a very vague example would be like somebody is very what's touchy about marriage. Like probably they probably went through a breakup and they thought they're going to have this marriage with somebody, but it was broken off by something happened, and it's no longer happening. And now one of your relatives in your community might come up and say and just poke you like, so what happened, why are you not getting married? And that is a very touchy subject at the time. Like when you dream of something and it's not happening and somebody just comes and addresses it face on, it can be very triggering. But the truth is here that that's a shadow aspect that we were not willing to face ourselves, and that is coming out through these other interactions. And that what that is telling us is that we need to address that because it's hurting us. And because what happens is when we don't address these shadow aspects, our vibration remains very heavy and low, even though we might distract ourselves to not focus on it, but still it remains in our aura and makes us feel heavy and low for no reason. And that's why it's important to address this and be grateful for the relative who came and poked you for asking that, because they made you aware that you needed to heal that aspect. You needed to love yourself more. You needed to be more compassionate and forgiving to yourself and the other person or whatever happened that broke that marriage. But yes, so and have faith that when you do get overwhelmed by these triggers, or one common example was when I was growing up in school, and after I finished my exams, my relatives would come and ask me, how was your exam? That would be so triggering for me. I would be like, why do you need to ask this? Just let me be, don't ask me, let me hide in my castle and nobody can reach me. But these are some things that we are insecure about and we don't want it to be addressed. But it's just reminding us, those are shadow aspects coming through those people to bring that shadow aspect into light so that we can address it, so that we can grieve it, we can heal from it, we can transcend from it. And have faith that the inner guide that we all have, the inner compass, the higher self, if we set an intention and ask for guidance, it will come to us. And you can test that yourself, and slowly as you grow your trust, these messages will become more and more, like they will start becoming more and more obvious and showing themselves in multiple ways, for you, because they are always there for you, like a higher self, and however you want to call it, spirit guides, angels, universe, they are always there, guiding us. And these messages come in various forms, like they come through people's mouth, they come through internet, they come through YouTube, they come through social media, they come through books, they come through whatever, like anything, anything and everything. We just need, like, whenever we ask for something and something random happens, it will be like a light bulb moment in our mind, and that's how we will know, oh, this is the answer. Like, that's how we get the answers and receive answers. So just trust that when you set your intention for something, it will come. It will come. And that's why not being scared, not having that fear of being overwhelmed when you get into these social interactions. And here the control says, is guiding you that, you know, don't control this. Allow yourself the freedom to go out and have interactions with people, and allow the divine to take charge and bring about harmony in the situation. And soon it will be manifested. So I remember when I started on this spiritual journey, and I had completely different views about everything. And when I used to talk to people, I used to get so triggered. Even now I do. What am I saying? Even now I do at some level. But at that time I would be like defensive on another level. So I would be so defensive and I would argue without being like mindful of how much I'm draining myself. But with time, I realized that I don't have to explain myself. Others don't have to believe what I say, and only I need to believe in what I say. And I chose to, and I started choosing my battles, and not reacting to anything or taking anything personally. Like, it was tough in the beginning, it was quite tough, but eventually it became better. So yeah. And not interacting with anyone, choosing to be by yourself, is out of alignment with your true nature, because we are not our just individual self, we are our cosmic self. And um, we constantly exchanging energy, and we're constantly flowing. We are 70% water, we might be contained in this body, but in essence we are always flowing, metaphorically, if you can say. I don't know if that makes sense, but something like that. So yeah, I that was your reading. I hope you found that helpful, and if you did, please leave a like, and wish you lots of love and light. Welcome, pile 3. Those of you who chose this charm of the two people connected at these 3 major chakra levels, the crown chakra, the heart chakra, and the root chakra. Let's take a look at what is your trigger. So I'll use the deck of character. What is pile 3's trigger? Let me just quickly ask if I need to take more cards. Do I need to take more cards? Okay. Sorry about my throat. Okay, so let's take a look at these cards. What card wants to come out of the pile 2? What is Oh, sorry, pile 3. What is pile three's trigger? Okay. Oh. Source. Interesting. And let's take a guidance card from the Law of Attraction cards for pile 3. What's the guidance for pile 3? Okay, I'm gonna take that one back because that is pile 2's message. Okay, what is the guidance for pile 3? What's the guidance for pile 3? Okay. So we have 2 cards. Wow. Okay. Pile 3, this is so adorable message. So your trigger here. So this is not going to resonate with everybody. This is for these, if you resonate with a twin flame or a soulmate level connection, it's that, or if you feel you are in a situation with a romantic partner, perhaps this feels like a romantic partner, and you feel that there is also this another person involved, so it's sort of like a triangle situation. Also, these numbers 44 and 43 are coming out very prominently, if that means anything to you. So in that case, if you resonate with a third party sort of a situation, or if you are in this twin flame connection, and you are not in communication right now, and perhaps in the past there was this third party, either it can be a person, or whether your twin flame or soulmate was giving attention and energy to something else other than you. Most probably it is a person that you might already be aware of. So if there was like this third party situation in your case, then your trigger in this situation is that somebody is gonna steal your soulmate. That is so cute. Sorry about that. Okay. So that's your trigger. I'm not joking about this. This is also my trigger. So I don't mean any disrespect to anybody. So if that is your trigger, that there's this other person or this other thing that they are giving their attention and love to, and they are going to take your soulmate or twin flame away from you. Also, because there's a lot of miscommunication, hidden communication happening, and because you might have had the pattern in the past where you because in the choice card it says you may be allowing unhealthy people into your reality due to shame or guilt, and you need to choose yourself. So because you realize the intensity of this connection, you might be trying to hold on to it because it might not be at the level where it is completely healed. And so you had to let go of that connection, or you might not have let go right now because you out of guilt or something, or you might feel that if you let go of your person now, then the other person is going to come and take advantage of this. So if that is the situation, then the guidance for you how to heal this trigger is to realize that you are this majestic self, you are the divine self, and that I am not in competition for well-being, which says that what is yours is going to be yours. There is no competition. Like, we often think that if I don't get it, somebody else will get it, but that's not true. Like, the resources are unlimited, and the universe is unlimited, and what is meant for us is going to find us, and nobody else can claim that. Everybody has their own unlimited abundance. It's only a constraint of the mind that thinks that the resources, the people or whatever is limited. There's nothing is limited. Everything is unlimited. It's our imagination that limits us. So that might be a fear that you might be in competition with somebody else because they are going to take your twin flame away. And um, the truth is that all you need to do is to allow the divine to work with you and with your twin flame through their own lessons. And this is going to emotionally lighten you and allow you to receive the abundance that is meant for you. What happens is when we are too um, in this state of trying to control or trying to grab or trying to chase, imagine yourself as this person, and imagine a cloud around you, and imagine yourself shooting an arrow out. And this analogy is borrowed from Supermoon Tarot. I just wanted to give her reference because I adore her, and I learned so much from her. And this is one of the examples that has left her an impact on me. That's why I wanted to reuse it. And so she used this example where imagine yourself and then imagine a cloud around you. When you are in this state of controlling and fearful, the energy around you is very dense and foggy. And so when you shoot an arrow, it has to go through a very dense medium to reach the target. But when you're light and happy and enjoying yourself and just allowing things to happen, just setting intentions without any expectations or any heaviness, the arrow like shoots right across and hits the target very easily and quickly. And so that's the trigger for you, that somebody else is going to take it away from you. But that's not true. What is yours, and nobody else can take it. And it will come to you in its own time. When you have both evolved and learned all the lessons. So, any relationship that we go through in our life teaches us different lessons. Like a twin flame relationship is so divine, beautiful. Like a soulmate or twin flame relationship is so divine and beautiful that often we need karmic partners to teach us some of the lessons that a twin flame cannot teach us, because they have this unconditional feeling of unconditional love towards us, and low vibrational lessons like betrayal and dishonesty and all of that. Sometimes we need karmic partners to teach us that, so that we can come into our own power, so that we can realize that we need to choose better for ourselves, that we need to love ourselves. And when we find that love in ourselves, we find our true soulmate. When we are our most authentic self, when we have shed all the masks, and our most authentic self is when we attract our true soulmate. And try to look at it from a higher perspective, and you have nothing to worry about if this is your trigger, because what is meant for you will find you. Okay, so that was all of your reading, and if you liked it, please give it a like, and wish you lots of love and light.